Good morning, fellas. Blue Dream MMA here, and today we're going to be talking about UFC 319 and the two fighters, the two best strikers at 170 that happened to be fighting on that card. So we had first Carlos Prates fighting Jeff Neal, and we also had MVP Michael Venom Page fighting against the Killer Gorilla Jared Cannonier. So first we had Michael Venom Page fighting the Killer Gorilla in a fight that I kind of expected to see happen. We saw a lot of MVP's footwork, that Taekwondo kind of stance, and honestly it was clear to see that these middleweights they're not on the level of MVP when it comes to striking. Not saying that the Killer Gorilla is the best striker. Of course, there's interesting matchups. There's Adesanya out there. But for the most part, these middleweights cannot strike with MVP. And we saw it as the Killer Gorilla tried to grapple with him. And even then, he was not really able to instill a lot of damage until the third round. It wasn't the best fight, honestly, but it's an MVP fight. You know, he's so hard to hit. The fight is often going to be slowed down. And people are gonna grapple with him. They're gonna wrestle with him. Jared Cannonier really had no answers on the feet. He got dropped once, but he got put on his ass a few times. You know, a few of the shots looked like he was getting dropped, but he was getting pushed and all that stuff. He was getting tripped. So there's that going on. MVP is really a high level kickboxer, man. You cannot go out there and just decide to strike with him. You have to really, if you're gonna strike with him, you have to really put all your emphasis on the leg shots and on the body shots. You're not going to hit him to the head. His head movement is impeccable. His footwork is impeccable. His distance management is impeccable. You cannot try to just box him up. It's not going to work. You're going to have to chop the legs down and slow him down. I think that Killer Gorilla didn't have the speed to do it. He had the power, but not the speed. Every time he was hitting him, you could tell that MVP was like, ooh. Well, yeah. It's MVP, though. Like, the saddest thing about him is the fact that the UFC was not willing to get him to the UFC because he's really out of his prime. He's way out of his prime, and for him to come out here and just show up these UFC fighters on their feet, he could have been here 10 years ago, man. It's unfortunate, but Bellator, they pay their stars, man. The guys stay there. They don't want to leave, and that's what happens. So now next we have Carlos Prates fighting Jeff Neal. Man, Carlos has a thing with it, man. The deals. He hates him. He has a mission to knock out everybody named Neal. Cause, man, and both of them were pretty gruesome. He goes out there and just knocks him dead, bro. Like Carlos Prates, he's one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. And honestly, his style, I predicted back in the days, he expect a lot of slick knockouts.
I'm telling you now. Expect a lot of sneaky finishes in this guy's future.
And that's what he's been doing this whole time, man. He's still doing it. And I really can't wait to see what's next for him. Because what he did to Jeff Neal was nothing short of impressive. Because Jeff Neal was not able to touch him at any moment. He was able to kind of back him down. Because that's what Jeff Neal had to do. He could not back up. Because if you back up versus Carlos Prates, you're in trouble. And Jeff Neal was doing okay when he was able to keep Prates with his back to the cage. But once the second Prates started to be able to kind of reverse the situation, have Jeff Neal with his back to the cage, there was nothing. You could tell, like, it started like 30, it lasted like 30, 40 seconds. He was able to flip him, like not flip him, like kind of position himself in a way while moving around to have Jeff Neal kind of back to the cage, and you could tell automatically he was kind of panicking. He was trying to get the position right back, and the second he would get his back not towards the middle anymore, he would be getting hit, and he got hit a few times hard until the knockout where he took that spinning elbow right to the temple, knocked him out, and that's all she wrote, man. Now we have these two fighters, the two best guys at 170 when it comes to just killing motherfuckers on their feet. So much so that Yan Gary himself did not want to strike with either of these guys, okay? What should be next for them, right? I think it's obvious. I mean, I saw the fight. While I was watching the fight, it was obvious to me who should be next for Prates after he knocked out Jeff Neal. and it's MVP. That makes all the sense in the world. MVP versus Carlos Prates is the fight to make. There's no other fight out there that is more interesting at 170. I think that MVP with his elusive fighting style and the way that he likes to counterpunch will definitely slow down the rate of the fight. But when he's fighting a guy like Carlos Prates that has so much experience kickboxing, that understand striking, I'm telling you, we're going to see a really high level chess match right there. Because I believe that Carlos will really aim for the legs and the body. Not to mention that he's a southpaw fighter. So I think this is the fight that should be made next for these two guys. You have Carlos Prates versus MVP. Put him on, I don't know, at Madison Square Garden. I think Carlos Prates versus MVP. You got yourself something. You make it as the feature fight or the second fight of the main card, or even the first fight of the main card, depending on how much they want to stack it up. But I think that this fight, if you don't stack it up, put it as a co-main, of course. But nah, I want Carlos Prates versus MVP next for these two guys. I believe as a fan, you should be excited for that. Because more so than any of them versus Adesanya. I think Adesanya versus either of these guys, because these are probably the three best strikers, like overall strikers, if you don't count Poitin. But yeah, these are probably the three best overall strikers. But I think both of these guys versus Easy makes a very boring fight. But both of these guys together makes a really interesting matchup. And that's what I think should be next. So guys, let me know what you think about this. Do you think that I have a point on who should be next, or do you think this fight is not it, man? Because me personally, you can't convince me that this is not a banger. So I want to watch it next. UFC, do your job. Fans, do your job too. Drop your comments. Let me know what you think of the matchup, and let me know what you think of the fights as well. So thank you very much for your time. Hopefully you liked the video. Like it if you did. Subscribe, you know the drill. So yeah, thank you for everything. It was a pleasure. So see you in the next video. Peace out. 'Cause I'm out.